Greetings, I'm Dr. Michael Marks. Allow me to introduce myself. My wife and I are both tent maker missionaries. We both felt the call at the same time to work and live in Germany. The term tent makers refers to the Apostle Paul as well as Priscilla and Aquila, who used their professional expertise to support their calling as ministers of the gospel. Well, in my case, my primary service in God's kingdom is leading the elders of my local church. I also serve the local community by helping non-Germans integrate into society. I do a lot of work in my community to help people feel at home in a non-native environment here. That's kind of what I do. So international business is just my thing. People integrating into other societies is what I do. I do this also professionally. I work a lot in companies. I'll get back to that in just a moment here. For my person, though, I love to do things with my wife and my dog, ballroom dancing, skiing. We've also picked up 2 children along the way. I say picked up because that's also part of my international background. Our son, who is originally from Chile, we adopted at the age of 6, and now he lives in São Paulo in Brazil with his wife. And his wife is of Japanese-Portuguese background. And so that brings a certain international element into that here. Our daughter, and I say our daughter because we also got to know her later in her life. She's originally from the Philippines. She was born in Davao City and also lived in Thailand and also in Germany before we met her and took her into our family in Germany. She's now in Texas. She's a freshman at a Christian university there. And, her never being in America before coming to Texas, or at least not living there, has also given me a lot of anecdotes, which I'll be bringing into this video as well. In other words, just my direct family background is relatively diverse. What about my wife? Well, she's the true American amongst us. She's got a Cherokee background, and so she's really the one. Myself, I come from a family of immigrants. My father was actually born in America, moved to Hungary when he was 4 years old, moved back to America after World War II. My mother was born in Cologne, was raised in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Habsburg dynasties, as an aristocrat, but was displaced after World War II and came to the United States after that. So I'm kind of a first-generation American. I learned English at home. I learned German the hard way in the university, like you might have had to do with your foreign language requirement. You can see that an international lifestyle is pretty much everything that I do. Okay, let's take a look at how international business has developed over the years, particularly since World War II. Before that is honestly irrelevant for our current market situations here. The situation at the moment is very Americocentric. I'm not trying to diminish that, but at the same point in time, I know that most of you taking this course do have a U.S. heritage. I always am very happy to get someone that's not, because it helps add to my perspective on what is business and how it relates. One of my clients is always asking me why Americans see things through red, white, and blue glasses. Well, the answer to that question is that Americans basically only get a small amount of exposure to European operations, to international operations. This, as you know, is quickly changing. Now, educating MBAs to understand the ramifications of this is paramount to your success in today's business world. In keeping with the purpose of getting an MBA, the curriculum at the Concordia University of Wisconsin is designed to provide the student with a broad spectrum of the business scene, including the international perspective of other business systems. So let's take a short look at the development of international business. In the boom years after World War II, the General Agreement on the Trade and Tariffs was set up, GATT, the GATT as it's usually referred to. The General Agreement to Trade and Tariffs was set up in order to boost trade. It reduced barriers significantly over the years. As a result, the cross-border trading increased quickly. This all required sophisticated management of the flow of monies, for which the study of international business has become absolutely indispensable. Now, it is important to keep in mind that the growth of the multinational company in the last 60 years has been the byproduct of the expansion of world trade, not the other way around. It's not like the cart, the multinational company, has pulled the horse trade. No, the horse before the cart is that trade has pulled products overseas, cross borders, and the two-way flow of funds, especially money, outward in the form of foreign investment and inward in the form of repatriated dividends, royalties, and technical fees and services. This all requires proper management. Those multinational companies that are more interested in maximizing the value of global wealth, they adopt a centralized approach, a home office approach. Other companies not wanting to interfere so much with their subsidiaries practice a more decentralized approach, kind of a laissez-faire approach, will let the guys in the other country do it their way, their own way. There have also been big changes in the character of the international markets with the emergence of the euro banks and offshore banking centers, which use such instruments as the euro bonds, euro commercial papers, which are not in euros. I'll explain that a little bit later. Your understanding of these instruments will enable you to help your company find the most suitable technique to be applied at a particular moment in a particular case in order to hedge the international risk, the financial risk associated with doing international business. Now, this course presents a study in international management in the global marketplace. Topics include cultural, situational backgrounds, legal, the budgeting in relation to the flow of funds, investment alternatives, the operation of financial markets, financial institutions, as well as government organizations, non-government organizations, NGOs. All of these will be presented.